Today I'm going to be looking at the patch notes for Deadlock. Now, if you're aware, I'm sure you're aware if you watch Deadlock content or if you play the game, that there's been a huge patch note that was released. And honestly, I read it. It's so massive that I don't think I'm just going to go read through it and react to it. I'm going to react to someone else's video talking about it. I know it's a bit lazy, but yeah, someone in the comments asked me to do it. So I'm going to just, go for it for you guys. I hope you guys enjoy. I'm going to be reviewing the Metro Deadlock video that's summarizing the patch. Hope you guys enjoy. Let's get to it.
And we'll start with Wraith. Wraith got a complete rework to her cards. There's 4 different sorts of cards. Spades increases your damage. Clubs slow the enemy. Then there's one that shreds the enemy for 8%. So both spirit and bullet resistance of them will be reduced. And one of them heals you, okay, as Wraith. And then there's a bonus card which is called the Joker. Oh. And what the Joker does, it does all of them a buff. And
what? Wait, so she has heal now. I knew about the other 3. I didn't realize she could heal herself. Now she has sustain.
You will get them randomly, okay? And once you level them up to max level, every single suit will be improved, so it will be more slow, more bullet shred, you can see it, more movement slow, more heal, and there's going to be a higher chance of jokers. On base level, the chance is less than 10%, and higher up, it's going to be a higher chance. And this is kind of what this looks like. So when you throw the card, you can see which card is the next one. This one is Spade, so it does bonus damage. This one is going to slow the enemy. And yeah, when you shoot, you build them up. New sound effects. And if we get lucky here, we have the Joker, and now the Joker is in our hand, and now if I throw the next card on an enemy, what's going to happen is he's going to be slowed, he's going to take bonus damage, he's going to be shredded, and I'm going to heal. All of that.
That's absolutely massive.
So, absolutely crazy buffs to Wraith.
Crazy buff.
I really like what they did with the cards. In other news, full auto now gives you infinite ammo on max level. So that's a thing. So while full auto is active, which it also will be active for longer now, it gives you max ammo. It also got buff for yourself. It doesn't work on your allies anymore. And if that wouldn't be enough, telekinesis is now completely different. It now instantly casts, so the enemy won't be able to get away, and it works like kind of like a budget lash ult. So you cast, and then you can target on where you want the enemy to go. And it's gonna lift them up, do the damage, and then boop them wherever you want. Which, obviously a crazy buff. Wraith ult was a bit weak before. So TLDR, Wraith is crazy broken. Now you might think this looks completely overpowered. Until you realize that every other character in the game, or most characters in the game, also got major buffs. The new characters got slight adjustments. Apollo got slight nerfs, Celeste got slight nerfs, Silver got quite some nerfs, Venetia did not get changes at all. So the new heroes are gonna feel very similar to what they are now, but for old heroes is where they really change. Victor, for example.
Yeah, I think that what happened is that they released all those new characters, and then from analyzing the data of the new characters being released, they realized that they needed to adjust a bunch of things. Because the new characters in and of themselves aren't broken. I don't think they're crazy broken. It's just that, yeah, they were overtuned. They were overbuffed. Silver was just completely broken. I mean, that was outrageous. It's just outrageous. Silver was just like a nightmare to deal with. So yeah, they basically released those new characters, and I think what the devs did is that they looked at those new characters and they said, okay, this is the direction we want to take the game into. That we want to take the game towards this direction. So let's raise the level on all the other characters, which is what I think they did. And I mean, yeah, you'll see.
All his abilities got stronger. Pain Barrier does more damage, has longer range. Jumpstart is a bit weaker, but has more charges, or lower cooldown, I should say. And the ultimate now gives you fire rate and spirit damage per bullet on base on level 1. Which means if you die, you put 1 point in ult, and you're gonna have a higher fire rate, and you're gonna do bonus spirit damage to the enemy. And it didn't work there because I had it off cooldown. So overall, Victor a lot stronger. His base bullet damage also got a lot stronger, which means you're not gonna rely on Aura of Suffering as much. That's actually the only ability on Victor's kit that got nerfed a bit. But Victor is gonna be very strong. If you want to talk about the biggest winners of the patch, there's 2 that really stand out. One is Pocket. I could go over all the changes, there are a lot, but to give you a TLDR, you can now cast Barrage and use your Cloak and your Satchel during the cast and keep the cast active. It does more damage. Flying Cloak does more damage, okay? Does more weapon damage on hits. Satchel does more damage overall.
Okay.
And slows the enemy fire rate and movement speed on max level.
All right.
And Affliction prevents all healing on max level. Okay?
Oh,
So
that is...
It will be worse on base levels, but if you hit this max and you hit the entire enemy team, they will not be able to heal, which guarantees you basically a free team fight win in the late game.
Huge.
So Pocket, my first prediction, Pocket is going to be absolute S tier in this patch. Absolutely crazy character. Another character that will be absolute S tier is Mirage. Mirage got changes that make all of his abilities a lot stronger. So Fire Scarabs now works on a charge, so you don't have to cast all 4 in a time span. And the health steal triggers instantly. So if I throw this on the enemy, they're gonna lose health and I'm gonna gain health instantly. It only works once per hero, so you can't stack 4. But if you hit this on multiple heroes, you will get a lot of max life and you will steal a lot of max life from the enemy. Just a lot better. Plus, it now takes... it now amplifies the damage the enemy takes when you put Fire Scarabs on them. So this ability went from very weak to like insanely strong.
Yeah, that's gonna be
Same
huge.
for Tornado. You can now recast Tornado on max level without Echo Shard. So you Tornado, and then you have a cast time, and you can cast it again.
Oh my
And I
god.
guess it's not called Tornado anymore, even though Mirage screams Tornado. It's called Dust Devil, okay? So what you can do is, if you like Echo Shard, right? You can put this on a 2, and now you can have 4 tornadoes. 2, you run a bit, you do another, and then you use Echo Shard, and then you have another tornado, and then you have another tornado.
It's gonna be impossible. It's gonna be impossible to chase a Mirage. Don't even, if a Mirage starts running away, just don't even look at him. It's over. He's gone. He's gone.
1 Echo Shard.
My god.
Then Jinsmar got buffed.
If he builds
it
Echo
does
Shard.
more damage, and it stuns enemies on max stacks. Because his ability definitely did need buffs. Yeah. And now the ult also got completely reworked. The ult is not channeling anymore, which means you can cast this and you will still be able to walk around. But the cool thing now is you can target the map. You can target any point in the map. You don't have to teleport to an enemy or an ally.
That's gonna be game breaking. I mean, that when I read that, I thought that was gonna be scary. Like the fact that he can just flank behind you and you have no idea. Like you can't see that he's gonna be on an objective or on a teammate. He could just appear out of nowhere behind you, and if you don't pay attention, you don't hear the ult, you're cooked.
If I want to teleport over here, I do this. I can still do anything I want. And when the timer is up, I will teleport and teleport to the new spot. Plus, it now gives me barrier when I teleport instead of fire rate. So I will be a lot more tanky when I come into the fight.
And a 60-second cooldown on max stacks. Wow. Every minute the Mirage can teleport somewhere, secure an objective, secure a kill, secure a buff. That's really huge.
Which means this is going to be even stronger if you use this actively to get into the fight. Now, one nerf with it is if you get hit while you are channeling the tornado or while it's casted, right? If you get hit by anything, it means it will get cancelled. So it will be a bit weaker to escape with it. Okay?
I didn't know that part. Okay.
If you have an enemy and they shoot you during the cast, let's say, oh, I want to run, right? And they want to shoot you during the cast, as soon as one bullet hits you, it will get cancelled instantly.
Okay,
so
but the cooldown is back to
better
0 after.
On a aggressive level, worse for escaping, but again, escape on Mirage got buffed because you can now cast double tornado, right?
Yeah.
So
you're not getting now basically your ultimate is for engaging, going in, and then your Dust Devil is for Pullivel. You can obviously attack with it, but you got to be careful with Mirage. If you use your Dust Devil or your Tornado, then you really don't have any more escapability. That's the part that's going to be tricky for Mirage players to navigate. If you use both your tornadoes, you should use one tornado to knock up. What I think is a perfect combo for Mirage right now is to use your ultimate behind the enemies, use a tornado to knock them up, and then inherently, since you were behind them and use a tornado from behind to knock them up, now you're on your side of the map, and you can use another tornado to back out more further out, or you can use another tornado to go back in, obviously at your own discretion.
it really will not actually affect the hero much. So Mirage is my second pick for absolute S tier hero in the new patch. Dorman is back and probably stronger than ever.
Strive for perfection.
To give you a TLDR, Call Bell does more damage on average, okay? Like on every level, especially in lane, it does more damage.
Yeah, the bell.
On max level, you can keep it up, and on
Yeah,
every
look at
level,
this. Look at this. Plus, on the fifth ability charge, +1 charge, plus 22-second bell lifetime. Bell continuously emits slow. 22-second bell lifetime. That means that what you can stack. You can stack like 3 if you have extra charge. Right? I mean, that's just insane. You can stack 3 in front of a door, get a guy, like, you know, throw your card, get someone through the door, pop all 3 at once, and one shot a ren. You know, massive. The thing about Doorman though is that he's an insanely high skilled ceiling champion, and his ultimate got buffed massively. I mean, his ultimate got buffed out the wazoo. If the person doesn't escape the ultimate, it has a 10-second cooldown. I mean, my friend here is going to tell us about
in
it.
lane, it does more damage. On max level, you can keep it up, and while it's active, it will slow the enemies enemies with it. Ultimate now stuns enemies if they fail checkout. Okay. It also slows them on base when they come out of checkout. And if the enemy fails to check out when you are in ultimate, the cooldown will be reduced to 10 seconds.
That's
not by 10.
That's crazy. That's actually crazy. Like, I feel like, I don't know, man. There was something in what they were smoking when they did that. But hey, I'm not a game dev. I have no idea. Maybe this is a great balance change. I have no idea. I know that Doorman is a really hard character to play, so they tried to lower his skill ceiling a little bit. I think that's what might have happened. They looked at the stats. They looked at nobody was playing him as much because he's a hard character to play. And so I guess they tried to reduce his skill ceiling. But the ultimate that does that, if you fail your Baroness, you know, the checkout, like if you do your ultimate and you fail, quote unquote fail, because keep in mind, you're locking someone out of the game for like 5-6 seconds. That's enough to kill anybody in the game. So you lock them out of the game, and if they don't manage to escape, oh wait, actually no, if you're successful and they don't manage to check out, you get rewarded for a 10-second cooldown. That means that you can lock someone out, and if you have the health bar that shows you their stamina, you can pretty much guarantee that, like, okay, I'm gonna lock you in there, you have no stamina, you can't escape, and in 10 seconds, I'm gonna be able to get another guy from your team. That's almost guaranteeing a kill or 2 kills in a team fight. Absolutely massive rework
10
for
seconds
Doorman.
to 10 seconds, okay? So I cast
Skip to Paradox.
another character that got crazy changes in the ultimate especially is Paradox.
Yes.
So Paradox now has a new upgrade on max level that says swap all enemies within 7 meters, and it takes 10% of the current health.
That's insane
So,
for Rejuve.
If you're in the
Rejuve
late
fights.
game and you're looking for a swap and there's enemies kind of close together, this is what it looks like.
That's outrageous.
You can swap the entire enemy team.
So
And there's
just imagine in a perfect world. You get the Paradox ult, into a Lash ult, into an Abrams dash. I mean, that's it. That's a pentakill. Kill the whole team. So, I mean, it's insane.
The radius is actually quite forgiving.
And again, like I said, for Rejuve, this is absolutely massive. If the enemy team is not paying attention and they're all stacking on the Rejuve, just throw this, get them out of there, get 2 stacks of Rejuve, and then maybe you die for it, but whatever. It's massive. I mean, it's just so massive. Combining a Paradox with a Lash, I think, is going to be absolutely massive, because both of them have the capability of grabbing, quite literally grabbing the entire enemy team. Massive.
Right? You will have fights where you will swap like multiple people automatically because they're going to be kind of close together. And yeah, if you swap multiple, obviously that's going to be an insane teamfight win condition for your team. It's going to be especially insane in mid-boss, right? Because if everyone is hovering around the Rejuvenator, you just come in as Paradox, swap the entire enemy team out of the pit, and then you steal all.
Let's go to the next one.
Ivy also got pretty big reworks.
Ivy got a huge rework. I mean, the tether's permanent, the entangling thorn stuns or immobilizes, sorry.
So entangling, the
she gets some spirit
entangling
scaling
thorns, and what it does now is, on max level, if enemies get caught within it for longer than 2 seconds, they will get entangled, okay? So you can throw this on the floor. If they stay on it for too long, they will get entangled. On base level, it doesn't last that long, right? But once you build like duration, this is going to come into effect, which means if the enemy doesn't get out of your entangling thorns, they will get rooted, they will die.
Yeah, basically.
Next up, Katsu Connection, rename. This now stays active at all times on max level. So this works on
That's
yourself.
insane.
You will get the fire rate, you will get the bullet.
So like you upgrade your ability and then out of nowhere it just becomes a passive. So instead of having to deal with 4 abilities now, you upgrade it. Now you only have 3 abilities to think about. Now I'm not saying it's broken. I'm just saying it's huge. I mean it's just a huge like change that's gonna change the way that people approach Ivy, change the way Ivy plays overall. The fact that it's always active. Now Ivy can be a gun carry, can be a spirit support, can be a spirit carry, spirit damage dealer, and that ultimate, which I believe is one of the strongest ultimates in the game, which allows you to gives you such massive mobility across the map. You can just take one of your teammates with you and just flip the odds on the enemy team. It is such, I mean, in my opinion, one of the strongest ults in the game. If you have good communication on your team and you're playing not with randoms that don't listen or whatever. If you're playing with people that you know and you can communicate those things, I really feel like Ivy is going to be an S tier pick for pro deadlock play.
Lifesteal and the replicate health, and if you have a teammate, it will stay active at all times throughout the entire game.
That is
it
so
basically
strong.
It's a passive now. It's a 0-second cooldown. You don't have to cast it. So crazy buff to gun / carry Ivy, or even on support if you have a carry that does a lot of bullet damage, right? Like you want to max this early.
No, like Ivy can now do everything. You can be a spirit damage dealer. You can be a gun carry. You can be a full support Ivy. Ivy is going to be such a strong pick now because you can enter the game with literally a blank slate. And you can craft your strategy as you're in the game, as you see the enemy team develop, as you see their builds. You can kind of respond with your build. Ivy's going to be so huge. Ivy's going to be a big problem.
And you can just like sit on your team. Drifter got a big rework to his Blood Scent. If you
Drifter, I'm not aware of. I didn't look into the Drifter changes. What does he have?
are killing anyone, or you get an assist on any kills, you will get the permanent weapon damage. It's now only 3% and not 4%.
Wait, isolated target, they're hard different for you. Deal amplified damage against isolated heroes, and when isolated heroes die nearby, you gain. So isolated. Wait, did he say he gets it no matter what?
Drifter got a big rework to his Blood Scent. If you are killing anyone, or you get an assist on any kills, you will get the permanent weapon damage. It's now only 3% and not 4%, but that means if your teammate steals the kill, you will still get the maximum amount.
Okay, yeah.
Now, where this comes into play is, Ethereal Knight now makes it that Blood Scent will always be active on the enemies that are isolated, okay? So if the enemy is hit by Ethereal Knight, they will count as isolated even if there's an enemy directly next to them, which means you will be able to use the bonus damage of Blood Scent against any enemies that are affected by Ethereal Knight. Now another change, and this is a level 1 upgrade to Ethereal Knight, by the way. You now get 10 meter sprint speed when casting it. So you can be across the map and hit the ult. You will see where they are, and as you can see, I am now the Flash.
Oh my
and I can
God.
get to the end.
Okay, I retract what I said about Ivy. I mean, this alone lets you run so fast. Look at it. He has no items. He has literally no items on the Drifter. And look how fast he's running.
You can be across and as you can
Look
see,
at that.
I am now the Flash.
I mean, that can get you across the map in like, what, 20 seconds?
And I
Huge.
can get to the enemy within a second. So this is like really a setup initiation tool, and you will be
Yeah, it's at 20 seconds, not even at 15 seconds.
directly on the enemy instantly, which is batshit crazy.
God, I already hated Drifter before this. I hated him so much, and then they went and do this. I don't even want to know what they added to him. It's like, okay, the ultimate is enough. All right, whatever. I don't care about the rest.
Honestly, now. Another character that got an insane amount of buffs and is now a lot stronger, arguably S+ tier in the next few days, is Yamato. Yamato now does more damage with the power slash. If you max it to max level, it has an insanely increased cast range. And I mean insane. And this is on base level without items, okay? So it's now a snipe ability that goes across the map. Plus, you can now parry at any time if you're in the power slash, and it will instantly use the power slash and parry. So You press the parry button, you will instantly parry plus get the damage out, which means in lane, if an enemy tries to like melee you while you're charging out the power slash, you can do the power slash damage and parry them.
Okay, that's gonna be a micro, like, if you can pull this off in a game, the micro is gonna be massive. Like, if you can do this, you can be a micro demon in laning phase. Wow, huge.
Okay. The flying slash rework, whatever this was named before, now has multiple charges on max level, okay? And you can grapple to allies. So what you can do is, you can grapple it, or you can just get out and like grapple to.
All right.
Now, which means you can them without getting now hit it. You will do more melee damage to the enemy, which means you can hit
so
the
now
slash,
the Crimson Slash does melee.
and then you too will do more damage. And any melees you do during the next 4 seconds will also do more damage. So Yamato will be a character that will weave in more melees, mostly light melees in fights. Which means, yeah, you might get parried more, right? But you have more damage potential in close range fights. The ultimate overall didn't get, like, it got changed, but like it didn't get massively buffed or nerfed. Overall, definitely buffs to Yamato. And this character was already crazy in lane, and I want to say with these changes, she's even better.
Yeah.
Calico as a new mechanic, where now if you kill an enemy within 4 seconds after hitting the leaping slash, you will get bonus gold for the kill, okay? So
wow.
You can now farm bonus gold of the players. Plus the ultimate now doesn't give damage amp, but it now gives you healing if you max it to max level. So if you're low, you fight, you cast your ult, and once you come out of ult, you get the healing, okay? That's the new
that's huge.
New Calico.
I've played already a couple games with Calicos in front. Not fun. It just wasn't fun. It wasn't fun.
And because every other character really got buffed, or most, Billy still got smaller change because
okay. Let me just let me not skip. I know it's
and because
annoying.
every other character really got buffed barriers. Just in summary for the other characters, Abrams nerfs. And because every other character really got buffed, or most other characters got buffed, he will be a lot weaker. That's a good change. Apollo got slight nerfs, will still be solid. Billy, slight changes / nerfs. Celeste, slight nerfs to movement, slight nerfs to ultimate. Still gonna be a crazy character. Dynamo, again, a lot of smaller changes. Doesn't seem stand out right now from what I've seen. Again, I might be wrong here.
I think he's wrong. I think Dynamo, now the Quantum Leap has a much lower cooldown, much greater range. Dynamo, I feel like they boosted him a lot to make him a more impactful version of Rem. This is something that I've been saying quite a lot when I've been playing with some of my friends, is that I really feel like Dynamo and Rem are just the same character, except that Dynamo has longer cooldowns and bigger impact, whereas Rem has lesser impact, but much shorter cooldowns, right? So they both have like the pillow and the wave that can do damage. They both have a movement ability that makes them untargetable and that gets them out of sticky situation, the tag along and the quantum leap. And then you have the third ability, which is the heal that Dynamo has, and then Rem has heal with the tag along. But Rem has the little helpers, and that is compensated by the fact that Rem is extremely squishy, right? They give him the little helpers so that he can farm a lot more, but he's extremely squishy. And then they both have ultimates that can really win you team fights, that can impact a lot of people. But Rem's cooldown on the ultimate is a lot shorter, and people can move still while they're asleep. Whereas Dynamo, you're completely locked out of the game for like what, 5 seconds, 4 seconds? I don't know, as long as the ultimate lasts. So I don't agree. I think Dynamo got some huge improvements to match the strength level of Rem.
Because again, I've looked at the changes for 2 hours plus, and yeah, you know, it's hard to judge. I would say other standout is a lot more deadly. Early game it does more burn. Now it's offering it really.
Okay, let me just skip.
First, this joint in the again. White, quite dash run, burn got especially ultimate cooldowns got increased. Let's talk about items real quick because there's a completely new one.
Yeah, this is where I wanted to get to. I wanted to talk about items because we looked at champions, but I want to talk about the golden goose egg, which I think is an amazing item for support characters. Because if you play safe and you know you have a lane where you're going to be able to sit in lane and actually you're not going for a kill, but you're going to be able to like just sit back and just, you know, kind of stall the lane while you let the game develop. The golden goose egg reduces the damage, which is not that important if you're in lane and you don't need to win lane. If you already know you're going to lose the lane, then you don't, if you already know you need to lose the lane, maybe you need less damage and you're going to go for more survivability just so you can stick in lane and have some souls. But also, if you're going to lose lane, maybe you want to go for some damage to hold them off. So there's different strategies to go about it. But the golden goose egg can be really good if you know that the lane you have an advantage and you can just have the golden goose egg. You can lose that 10% of damage. And then later in the game, you're at minute 15 or 20. I mean, even that is a bit late. But if you're at minute 15 and 20, you get like what, 2,500 souls. You get a big spike of souls and you get a spike of damage. You get the 10%. You don't have the 10% damage reduction anymore. So you get this theoretical spike of damage once you sell the goose egg or once you consume it.
Let's talk about items real quick because there's a completely new one, which is called Golden Goose Egg. Golden Goose Egg is a farming item.
Yeah, it gives you regen, it gives you sprint speed. I really feel like this is an amazing support item, but I don't know. There's a lot of debate around it, I guess.
You buy it early, and it does nothing for you other than lowering your damage by all your damage by 10%. But the catch is, as long as you have this in your inventory, you will gain souls, and it's 75 souls per minute. And for every 200 souls this gives you once you activate it and consume it, it will also give you a gold statue buff. Which means, if you let this run, if you buy this as first item in the lane, if you want to be greedy, right, and you let this run, every 2 minutes it's buffs. Which means at around 10 minutes, assuming you buy this early at like minute 1, around 10 minutes, it will give you, you can do the math, 750 souls, and it will give you 4 gold statue buffs. So it will pay for itself after like 10 minutes. Now, if you keep this in your inventory longer, let's say 15 to 20, suddenly you will have around like double your money back, plus you will get the gold statue buffs.
Yeah.
On paper, this seems kind of underwhelming right now in terms of numbers, I want to say. I think it's a bit weak. It definitely will be better on like supports that mostly focus on their stuns, right? Because the 10% damage penalty while you have this in VR.
I think it's a bit weak in terms of the soul generation. It should generate a bit more souls and give you maybe stronger buffs. Like it shouldn't give you a golden statue buff. It should give you like a buffed golden statue buff. Like, like not 25 health, but like maybe 40 health or whatever. Like, I don't know, whatever. Something to make it a little bit stronger. But still, I've played a couple games with this item and I don't think it's bad. I really don't think it's bad. I think it's a great farming item, especially if you know your matchups.
The inventory is going to be quite big. I would imagine this item will get buffed down the line, but it's a really cool idea to buy an item that really does nothing for you, other than the longer you have it, the more it gives you back, right? So, very cool new item. Okay. And this is what it looks like if you consume it. It shows you the number ticking up. You can consume it at any time. Boom. And it will give you, for every 200 souls it gave you, it will also give you a permanent gold statue buff. Kind of like the Sinners. Otherwise, overall, gun items got a lot of buffs. And again, there's so many that got buffs. It's going to be quite hard to cover all of them. But I'll name you a few. Backstabber got renamed into Stalker. And Stalker now just works if you're close range. So if you're close range, it doesn't matter if you shoot them in the back or the front, it will proc. And it will do what Backstabber used to do.
Wow.
Okay? But you have to be very close. In fact, it's like 8 meters, which in-game, this doesn't proc, right? You have to be very close. Okay, so this is like around the distance you need to proc it. So it's gonna be better on like melee characters that really chase you down, but on those characters it will be a lot better. Billy, for example, right? Other big changes, Spirit Shredder bullets got buffed quite a bit. It gives you 4% more Spirit lifesteal on base level. Same for Spirit Rend. But the biggest buffs, and I think the most broken item in the game, might be Blood Tribute and Weighted Shots, okay? Blood Tribute, they removed the healing penalty completely. Okay, so all it does now, it drains you for 50, but that means if you have any lifesteal to gain it back, you don't care, right? You don't care about 50 HP a second drain if you lifesteal. So this is going to be a crazy item on something like Wraith, where you buy your normal stuff, right? And then you buy your Leech. And once you have your Leech, right, you can buy this later down the line, activate it, and just keep it running in the fight. And it will just, you will get more healing from your healing than this will drain.
Oh my god.
So it's all positive effects and really no downside anymore.
That's look at that. I mean, obviously
I don't want to say this is gonna be the most broken item in the game and will get nerfed in like 2 days. So on the characters this works on, you probably want to use it on. And the second item that is crazy now is weighted shots. It now builds out of slowing bullets, and it gives you the slowing bullet effect, okay? And it gives you more weapon damage. The only downside is that it now doesn't give you the spirit resist anymore. But it gives you less stamina recovery penalty, and they removed the part where it gave you bullet slow, right? They removed the part where your bullet velocity would be lower. So this item is absolutely crazy. There's not much else to say. You buy this out of slowing bullets, you get the slowing bullet effect, you get the bonus damage from weighted shots, and you get the debuff resist with basically no downside. So this is a no-brainer item. And then if you want spirit resist, right, you buy the new changed spirit resilience, which also got buffed on most characters. Yeah. It now procs below 50% health instead of 40. Only gives you 15% extra spirit resist, but this is going to be better on squishy characters. Only characters these two items will be worse on is tanks, okay? So weighted shots and blood tribute are standout items. Spiritual overflow I forgot to mention when I was talking about Infernus. It got changed. It now gives you 20% duration, okay? Instead of 12% cooldown reduction, and it gives you 40 spirit power instead of 30. So this item also got massive buffs. It's gonna be absolutely
very
crazy.
interesting changes, man.
Another item that got completely changed:
Siphon bullets. Yeah,
steals a percentage of the enemy's health, okay? Instead of a flat amount. Before it was a flat amount. Now what this means is this is really an anti-tank item.
Yeah, anti-tank.
The more HP the enemy has, the more this is gonna heal you.
Yeah, exactly. The more HP they have, you get a percentage of their max health, the more it's gonna give you value. If you get this item, or if you're playing against a Moin Krill, get this item. If the Moin Krill is real strong, got a bunch of stacks, just get this, reduce his max health, get a bunch of health for you, and then you can 1v1 him. Hopefully. I'm saying this, but yeah, I never know.
So if you go up against a really tanky target, like an Abrams in the late game, right?
Stubborn to die.
And the Abrams is like really tanky. Let's give him like max level and like, you know, let's buy him the Abrams things where he just becomes really tanky. Let's give him a lot of greens just to show this off. It will always steal 2.5, which means, as you see against this Abrams, it is like around 120 per tick that I will steal from him.
That's outrageous.
So obviously this is like the most drastic scenario, right? Like this guy's incredibly tanky. I gave him all the green items. So not every character in the game will be that tanky. It just means that the more tanky the enemy is, the more value we'll get out of Siphon bullets by quite a lot, right? Like you see the amount of HP I'm stealing is absolutely ridiculous, right? In a short amount of time. So this is now an anti-tank item for sure. Siphon bullets. Overall, again, there's so many changes in this patch. I can't cover all of them.
Yeah.
But I'm really excited. This is going to shake up the meta massively in the next few days.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, I mean, this is basically the video. I'm excited too. They've changed so much. I'm just really excited to see where they're going to take the game. I hope you guys enjoyed. I know it's a bit lazy for me to react. I usually don't really like people that do this and just react to content. But I don't know enough about the game to just read the patch note and talk about it like just this guy just did. But I can react to what he said, and I agree. I agree with basically everything he said. Maybe not the Dynamo part, because I do think Dynamo is going to be really, really, really strong now that he can get out very easily with Quantum Leap. I think he can get Quantum Leap every like 5 seconds, 6 seconds now on max stacks. I mean, it's huge. So yeah, very interesting changes. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.